Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. Do you really? You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
There's this giant ball there. An evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball. You can't even make out it's a ball when you're juking it out. It's that large. Infinitesimally small. Vying for resources is just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose. Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago. You lost.
The sound outside, you recognize it. It's a Caprice Camino motor carriage. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities, virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. As you slowly reach your hand toward abort, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the... You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness, aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice canema. Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic. The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. You reach out to grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. This is bad. Feels like sharp stones grinding in your chest and keeping for quite a long time, still ongoing. Now is a good... Finally, the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in cold sweat and trying not to move, hoping it will keep you from... The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie. with 4 or 5 different patterns. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. Your eyes burn with photosensitivity. It's not good. The lights are off again.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than... A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of...
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
Could it be because of the drinking?
She nods.
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops. I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer. Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
The words have already left your mouth.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you... No. You see, that's not what you said. You said... Come on, man. Pretty, please. One more time. Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you? Okay, sir. I have to ask. Do you really not remember? Just like that? You drank so much you lost your memory? I'm sorry. It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me. And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door does not care. This door can only be opened with still no answer. You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know you're vast, utterly, and it needs to be heard through a PA system by other people. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. No, don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed. You should sing the sad small church song serves them right. What? You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one... A man in his late 20s stands behind. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room? Oh, it's not? You're right, it's not. No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager. That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager. I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only... She just, you know...
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but...
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and looks like the bird was ripped off the shield. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian East.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you. A competent looks like the bird was... This is the great skua.
Look, your buddy is... Why don't you go and talk...
He pretends not to hear you.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in grip.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he is waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your...
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area, now that I'm here as well. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree? Sure. But did you take it down from the tree? Mm-hmm. Completely. Does that mean you took the body down from the tree? So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed.
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation. Yes. They're not just white rectangles. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage. But again, it's none of my concern. You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. If you need something for your headache, we all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree.
And then, soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the...
But first, we have to take it down. After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scared. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. You know where we are, right? A seaside hostel called the Whirling in Rags, to be precise. And how would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but speaking of history, you know what year it is. Yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take...
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Nope, sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control.
Meaning, buying is voting.
Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense, the status of law. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something... It has something to do with everything. You were doing quite well up until the end there.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his...
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs, and someone more educated in...
No, I'm not an encyclopedia.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already...
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no secrets.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. Thank you, but... Martini, perhaps another time. Yes, dear. I'm...
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their...
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. Of course, dear. Good luck.
The man with the unimpressive beard. No,
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Are you kidding me?
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took...
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock.
But you still know your way around, yes?
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here.
I didn't imply that.
he probably means this is where you step in and ask your... His face expresses profound. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. Behind this building, there's a courtyard. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right. I don't know who killed him.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been...
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means...
No, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. You owe this establishment 130 real. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilate. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or a... Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't think cops can take...
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
For survival, to pay me. Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to... If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all...
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
You can't arrest me. I haven't done anything.
Did someone order a vague, farcical reading of the law? More than one pops into your head.
But it's not inane. I just...
It is cruel of you. A man has been killed. File a request for compensation with Station 41. We need to work now.
Okay, you'll only have to pay for the window and the drinks. That's 70. I'll get the rest from your stupid station. The ledger does. The ledger has a memory. Fine, I'll take it off the bill. You want to sleep in a post-apocalyptic shithole? Go ahead, but I'm not giving you another room. Don't thank me. You still owe me 30 for the drinks. If you don't have it by tonight, I'm not letting you...
That's enough now, sir. Good day.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, but you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You don't really know, do you? South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe...
Yes?
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your...
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Not a fan.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure.
Try work. The case at hand. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know, to help me narrow it down a bit. Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you? There's no reason to wing anything. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just... They didn't identify themselves in any way. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizens Militia, is the police force you...
That's right. I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You see, good point. Martinez is famed.
The wary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Actually, it does have to be murder.
It can still be an otherworldly... He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't...
You mean like a brief? 3 days ago, the RCM... During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. Okay then. Was there any... Good. Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to... I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial... They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet...
He simply nods. door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you. This door can only be.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? Of course. What can I help you with? Of course. Where to? Oh, that's...
She's relieved someone has come for it. Finally.
It's there. In the yard, right? There's the pier, the Cape Side, the harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, some shops and a bridge, just coast. There's a lake, it's just water. No, what do you mean? We're in Martinez, sir. This, no problem. Me? I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard.
She realizes she's about to criticize your work, or lack thereof.
Yes, it smells pretty.
Don't worry, miss. We are...
Excuse me? Oh, well...
You didn't say she wrote it. You asked what it was doing there.
Sir.
The timidness is gone for us.
Okay. Of course.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Yeah, Kuno, ride the light!
Kuno's riding it, see?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake!
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. The fuck are you talking?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Fuck no! Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment. Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno! Pig's choking! He's totally choking!
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not.
The usual being. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary? Or...
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down... You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno was... I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or...
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city.
Kuno gives this info out on a neat...
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That...
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
Looks like you're a faggoty now. Whatever that means. The suspicious.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
Kuno's Kuno, pig?
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the
The fuck are you calling a third person? Kuno's the fucking first.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help! Help! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno!
Pigs in eating Kuno! Somebody, please!
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still...
No!
The nearly psychopathic way that...
No one? Kuno's doing this because he likes...
This is where Kuno establishes dominant change of plan. You can't let that happen. It will make...
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first...
Listen to your friend. Kuno owns the fat ass. Help! The RCM is trying to fuck Kuno! Help! He's flashing Kuno! He's showing his genitals! If you don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late!
You didn't shut him down. Your fat fist didn't meet its target. Instead, it pulled you down with it. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm. Very, very bad. All you feel is pain and weakness. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He... The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. But you seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Yes?
There he still is, looking right. The smell... You feel a great force until a pool of vomit.
Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clean. There is freight nearby. There's a greenhouse here, and...
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
A simple little cadence.
From another planet.
It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages.
Our brigade's up the street. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo. Feels like forever.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a bare...
Yeah, imagine. So tell me, what do you need? He ain't one of us drivers. I know.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose...
Analyzing the fundamental structure.
Ask for his conclusion.
Nothing. I'm just messing with you, man. Huh? The bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two. It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side.
Anything else? Us lorry drivers. Not my thing. Chasing Trent, don't be a stranger.
Before you stands a vapor emanates. This must be the infernal machine. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook. Pull out the frequency tab, the soft...
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I...
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on.
Received.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi, slowly...
Officer? Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring... I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. No, sorry. I don't. People don't have the money to have the cable.
So the Union has a phone, and there's one...
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer.
What? Of course it bothered me. No one calls the police. The Union would... You know... What the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto police.
Mm-hmm. I...
Push her further. Show her the error of her.
I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would take him to... Yes, I know. Yeah, go on. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags. When she was...
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. Yes, obviously. You were the worst client. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you... Well, you were worse than all of them. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it. To hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. And then you screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke. The ones I had to rent out. Damn it, I don't remember what I did to you, especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about this, as if the...
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's... The stuffed bird, the great... I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. It was a pretty bird. There since I started working in whirling. I really liked her. You call her Scotty. Wait, really? No. I was actually flattered.
There's a pause.
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. Okay, but please don't mess it up. Please.
You hear a sigh of relief.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5, this is 40.
The man uses...
10-4, message received. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-4, your badge should have most of your personal details. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a...
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge.
He what? He lost his badge?
This is communication officer. You mean your partner?
What is he saying?
He's asking...
I'm his goddamn partner.
It's your partner, satellite officer.
Did he lose his memory along with...
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who did...
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who... Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened.
Oh, goddamn it. Is he
Satellite officer Dick
Mullen dicked us.
He's asking you to...
Of course it's serious.
Satellite officer Dick Mark. 10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note.
Fuck me.
What's going on?
Super cop here.
He lost his badge. He lost his goddamn fucking...
He asks you to please...
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Person was wondering if...
You don't have a comeback. Sorry.
He's not replying. Looks like he's 10-9.
New heights even for cat.
Ask him.
Sergeant Person wants to...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is. Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely...
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question?
Lying? Over the phone?
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. That would have... Losing his badge is bad enough.
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need... 10-4, I know I already wrote it in a report, but... it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over. 10-4, I hear you.
What does he want now?
He's asking for money.
Is he
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Right, that's a negative on the... He says he's in trouble.
Well, I guess it better...
Vigmar said... he says it's important.
He isn't getting...
Request denied, sir. Over.
What is he saying?
Did you want anything?
He's trying to keep you...
He tell me...
The radio falls silent and lifeless.
What was that? It's okay, detective. We should get on with our tasks. Work always helps me center myself.
A metallic...
Take what you need.
He's clearly a little protect. It's robust. Lets you see things in the dark you would... The handles are... The pry bar, useful for open. The pull-out toolbox slides back into the white suede. Feel as you tap on the gauge.
There's no use.
Translation. Alternative translation. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes. Guess what's yours? Yes. Sorry, cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Oh, you know. Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Wow. Okay. This Post Lavantorie mail collection box. The box seems happy. Eat shit, pig. Fucked by the coon. And St. G with a crown have been scribbled on. The mail collection box seems cathartic. Thankful even. So do you.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
Board games are like little games on a That is a book. They have stories. A postcard is a small card. My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any question. My name is Annette, sir. My mum. Feel free to step in and I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both. Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first, cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far. They shouldn't be, but
there must be an economic reason for this.
Of course, sir. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries.
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
It's exciting to people, I guess. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head?
Not head, child. Heads.
Isn't that very dangerous? Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the book.
You fail to deduce. She waits intently.
Come on, anyone would notice that. No, sir, I can't. It would be too tiring to refrain. That's a friendly enough face, most of the time.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
The streets will flow red once more.
The streets will not flow red.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth?
Go where? Accosting a minor?
Listen to your partner, pig man. Keep
A brush, an artist. The red splatter, the lieutenant furrows his brow. Hatred, disgust. It's the woman on the boat does not know.
that is on her. Someone's got to keep it.
Ozon is an archipelago.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. You should take the lead. Ask her an
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. I ain't no snitch, pig.
Actually, there is a shortage of...
We weren't put on this earth to... Can't you tell? I haven't... Yeah? Thanks. I'm
She means the opposite.
Watch your back.
A striking woman leans against the...
Good morning, officers. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines. The Dayton, my maiden name. I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia. Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town and you...
Relax. She meant it in jest.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the...
There's a trace of irony in...
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, what we do... I'm afraid I don't...
There was a touch of discomfort there.
The Pines' core competency, and that is the terminal.
The Wild Pines group is one. Saint-Baptiste, LUM, an unknown...
Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. Yes, past a certain point, numbers, a conglomerate the size of... They started as an exploration, centuries of care, deliberation. You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the... You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? Who are... We built this district.
We. There it...
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint... Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, a company getaway. Why, yes I am. The boat? No. It is called... It's a pleasure craft. My sloop?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Of course there are. We're on an arc... Yes, we are. We are. And the city of Revachol is on the arc... I haven't seen it.
Actually, that motor carriage, it's for crossing long distance.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because you have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend down.
Officer, I assure...
The crowns of her teeth up. Her nonchalance might be related to some...
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional...
Then what does that say? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata. Yes. Anyway. Good. Quite a few things The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of...
Of course, ma'am. We should have... And this is my colleague from...
How curious. Why is that, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. I do believe you, naive as that...
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional.
Of course, I sympathize, but...
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of...
Of course. The situation is extremely volatile. Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
I believe the official title.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. Now they won't even let me in. What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in... What can I say? The union employs a giant... Let's say I would...
And when did you first?
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
But the strike...
I wasn't the original negotiator.
This isn't the first time.
Heavens, no. There have...
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
Everard Clare is a man...
She's being sarcastic. Don't.
Of course not. Everard, he is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen. And yes, Edgar looks exact. It's how they circumvent the term. The Débardeurs Union will organize labor at its best as they...
A mob.
Refreshingly honest. And your opinion, detective? If I may. Indeed. And a hungry one. Mr. Clare told him to... Fuck off, midget. Go, yes. Extremely. There are leaflets everywhere, and every worker...
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame. Fortunately, they explained it. Just so you understand.
An opening gambit, surely.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford? I'm not sure. Naturally, And now...
Excuse me, from whom?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates.
This checks out.
I'm glad you asked.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the downright haunting, the point of the presentation...
Thank you for your concern, ma'am.
Of course. How else can I help? This...
Yes, reality and experimental side case.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
Are they now?
A deep synthesis.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, a casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus.
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Revachol, the great kind. History detective. The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from in the DeLorean century. They say it's where, by that I mean, we are standing on a fertile, I think it's fair to say, 22 kilometers from the center.
Silence. She lowers the water, the light. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea.
We are where we are. I have...
This is one thought you need.
Was there something else you...
This has been informative. Thank you. Might I suggest not asking them all right now?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Oh, of course not.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird? Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing game. Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. This one used to be mostly the urban middle class, I believe.
Splat, splat.
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious... Yes. She prefers a fantasy world. I can't. That's how simple. All right.
Suddenly, you're not so sure. You're, of course, no time for silly
What I am not...
There may be a way to get her...
These are... for the big time. The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species get... Why, of course. We're talking Dukeouts. No. I would say the apes were neutral. On the other hand...
It takes time for the apes to change. And...
Those would be the communists. Oh, and the anarchists.
She likes the totality.
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle.
Yes. The Insulindian deluge, they call it. Oh, lots of people. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture captain. About head shooting. The turn of the century, the revolution began. It wasn't a who, but from Revachol and Grad. Why? You and I of modernity. They developed the
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Time flies. Anxious to hear more about mineral rights, or they are what they are. Anyway, enough said. Glad to have been of assistance. The little
Is what you want to say. Look at that lady. A well-kept, yet wild, dull orange. These are the kind eyes of the within reason. Now look at you. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too. Oh, but you are.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Voila, you're doing it.
Why, yes, I am rich.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this.
Come now, nobody carries, and even if I did, I still would not give you
Her tone makes clear that you've...
It is. I like high fidelity that's a reasonable sum.
She removes a few notes and...
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may...
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help? More lessons in basic reality? Glad to have been of course, detective.
Hey, psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. This conversation isn't really about love. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the land. Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mark. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up? Failure. It's about failure. Of course you do. You are failure. You alone. Against every living thing. Against you. Against the atom. Now get to work, comrade. Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. No objections. It's mathematically impossible to... Anyone? Anyone? There's no one. Okay then.